To change your life, you have to be willing to change your actions. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. If you want to change your life, you want to be in a different spot, you have to be doing different things. Now, if you love your life, great, don't change anything. Or you love pieces of your life, don't change anything about those pieces. But if you are not happy with where you are at, you must be willing to do different things. Otherwise, you will stay stuck forever. I was doing an Instagram live yesterday with a young entrepreneur. He wants to be a speaker and he wants to share his message, and he's constantly facing self-doubt and fear and insecurity, and nobody's watching the stories, and he's not good enough, and who am I to share a message? And in our IG live, one of the things he said was, well, I'm not comfortable doing that. We're talking about making content, and some days he's on top of the world and he feels great, and other days he's not, and he doesn't feel comfortable getting in front of the camera. And he started going off and telling me a story. Like, stop right there. When you say, I'm not comfortable doing that, we have to identify that as a trigger to go. Saying, I'm not comfortable doing that. Now, if it's against your values, I get it, right? You're not comfortable. You know, I'm at Costco right now. Nina's going shopping in there. I'm not comfortable robbing Costco. Perfect, okay? That's outside my value system. That's totally different. Most of the things that you're not comfortable doing are failing in front of other people. At the end of the day, that's what it is. You're afraid of being judged. And so we're not comfortable doing that thing. You'll fail if nobody else sees it, if it's just you. But you don't want to fail in front of other people. And that can no longer be a good enough reason. Because if you only do, think about this, if you only do what's comfortable, you stay in your comfort zone. If you only do what's comfortable, you stay in your comfort zone. And therefore, you hate your life. Because if all you did was wake up and do what's in your comfort zone, do what is known, do what is comfortable, do what you've always done, you're going to hate your life. And this becomes the curse of a lot of entrepreneurs, is you know you're capable of more, you know you want to do more, you know you have more in your heart to go off and serve. You want that. You can see it, you can touch it, you can taste it, you can visualize. It's like, I want to be there. I want to do that. Right? Has that happened to you? Can that relate to you? You know you want more, but you're afraid to go off and do it, and you fall back down to comfort. At least consistently. You might have these moments of greatness and boldness and willingness to go do something, but we fall back down to comfort. And if you stay in comfort, you will never accomplish your great goals, because everything you want out of life is on the other side of your comfort zone. Everything you want out of life. All your big goals, your big dreams, your big ambitions, your mission, the life that you want is on the other side of your comfort zone. And so I had to stop him when he was talking to me on the Instagram Live, because it doesn't matter if you're not comfortable doing it. It's actually the opposite. Because you are uncomfortable doing it, now you have to do it. Because you need to train yourself that you do uncomfortable things. The fact that you have accepted being uncomfortable as a good enough reason to stop is the big problem. I don't care what other story you're gonna tell me afterwards. I had to stop the conversation at that moment because I could not allow him to continue with the mindset of, I'm uncomfortable, so I'm going to stop. And we all have these words that we tell ourselves, and we all have these stories that we come back to as to why we're not able to take action. And the problem is we believe those things, and you need to catch them, and you need to root them out. And so for him, that was the big aha moment, that he needs to get uncomfortable. And it doesn't sound like a big deal, right? Like, oh, of course you got to get uncomfortable. But what is the thing that you're telling yourself as to why you're not winning, as to why you can't follow through, as to why you can't do the thing? And when somebody else shines a light on it, it's like, it seems so obvious, and yet this is the thing that has been holding you back and keeping you stuck. So I told him, anytime you hear yourself say, this makes me uncomfortable, again, as long as it's not against your value system, right? This makes me feel uncomfortable. Use it as a trigger to go forward. Enlist your family. He's newly married. Enlist your wife. Enlist your parents. Enlist your siblings. Anytime somebody hears you say, that makes me feel uncomfortable, That's a trigger. Go. Have them hold you accountable. Said, you just said it again. Now you got to go do that thing. As long as it's not against your value system, right? For me, it's scary, difficult, and hard. I would accept scary, difficult, or hard as good enough reasons for me not to go off and do the thing that I wanted to do. I want to make videos. Oh, that's scary. Like, oh, okay, I can't do it. I've just accepted scary as a good enough reason. And so if I never do things that are scary, I will never accomplish my big goals. When when I was thinking about doing my tour in 2019, when we hit 23 cities, 90 days, I thought that was too difficult. Too difficult. Like I was afraid to get on stage, and here I am now facing my fear every 4 days in a new city. I've never done a tour. And instead of just doing a small tour of 3 cities or something, like 23 cities, 90 days, a quarter of the year on the road straight with my wife and my cameraman. Okay, let's go. Because I do difficult things. Because I want to train myself that I do difficult things. Because again, my dream life is on the other side of me doing difficult things. If I only do what's easy, I'm going to eventually hate my life. This is where we get stuck. When you do something that's easy and you win a little ribbon or an award, right? You run a race against 3-year-olds and you win. Congratulations, amazing, you won. And you could post about it on Instagram and you had this little moment of accolade, but you don't actually feel good about yourself because you didn't do anything difficult, because that was easy for you. The self-love, self-confidence, self-respect comes from doing difficult things, uncomfortable things, scary things, hard things, the willingness to show up even if you don't win. Because it's difficult and challenging, that's how you ultimately will win in life and start to accomplish your goals. And so most people are photocopying their lives. This is where most people are stuck. You're photocopying your life. Today look the same as yesterday, look the day as the day before, same as the day before. It's why most people do not like their life. It's why most people drive to a job that they hate. They're driving to a job that they hate. Most people wake up, look at all these cars here. Most people here in this parking lot, they're waking up every day and driving to a job that they hate. They do not like their life. Most of the people who are telling you what you should do with your life do not like their own life. And so the answer is to catch your trigger words. So I call them play bigger triggers. What's a play bigger trigger? What are your trigger words? What do you say? Think about one of your goals. Think about what's on your list of to-dos. Think about where you want to be. What do you have to get done? What's one of your most important goals right now that you've been procrastinating on? What have you been delaying on? There's something. Everybody's got something. What's a goal of yours that you've been sitting on? And then what's the voice in your head that's giving you an acceptable reason for you not to do the thing? Now try to get to the reason behind the reason. So example, somebody wants to make YouTube videos. I want to be a thought leader. I have a message in my heart. I want to get it out to the world. Awesome. What's the reason why you're telling yourself you can't do it? Like, oh, well, I don't have the time. I don't have the camera. I don't have the gear. I don't have the microphone. I don't know what to say. All of those are the practical reasons, right? Those are not the real reasons. The real reason is buried underneath the practical reasons. Why do you think that having the right camera and microphone is going to be the difference? Well, because you're actually afraid of judgment. You're afraid that people are going to watch it. We're afraid of when people won't watch it. And what does that mean? That you suck. And that people will watch it and laugh at you or criticize you for having a bad phone, bad camera, bad microphone, or they can't hear you or whatever else. Like, you're afraid of judgment. Underneath the reason of I don't have a good enough camera, microphone, etc., is just fear. And the fear specifically is judgment. So think about your own goals. What do you want to do? What have you been delaying on? What have you been procrastinating on? What's the reason you're telling yourself? The logical one, the one that you're buying. And then what's the reason underneath the reason? What's the actual reason? And that's your trigger. So if it's fear of judgment, if it's fear of failure, if it's fear of not being good enough, if it's fear of being an imposter, if it's fear of being uncomfortable, whatever your actual fear is, that's your trigger. And that is holding you back, not just in this one goal, but in life, in everything, in all your goals. It's the reason why you're not taking action across all your goals. And so now when you can catch it, and then take the action to say, I am the person who does difficult things. I am the person who gets uncomfortable. I am the person who is going to change my actions because that's the only way I'm going to get the life that I want. When you can catch it specifically, it shortcuts the brain. Because at least for me, and I've seen it work for many other people, when you've accepted comfort, for example, as a reason why you can't take action, and then you hear yourself say, well, that makes me uncomfortable. Now you have to do it. You just have to do it. You take the brain out of the equation. Now the reasons don't matter. You said uncomfortable, so now I have to go and do it, period. So catch what your trigger word is. And I'd love to even know in the comments below, if you want to leave, what is your trigger word? That when you say it, when you text it, when you think it, when you feel it, that has been holding you back. And that you no longer want it to. So let's put it in the chat and let's relieve a little bit of that pressure that word holds over us, so you can actually go build the life that you want.
If you want another Evan rant video that just might give you the confidence you need, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
What you believe about yourself is the only thing that matters. At the end of the day, no matter how much outside affirmations you get or other people telling you that you're amazing,